Ladies and gentlemen, the Madness Entertainment Group presents Puts the Comic Artist Hour with Les Garner.
The Comic Artist Hour.
Howdy, y'all. We're back.
What's up, man?
It's another week, and I'm just going to jump straight into this. I'm going to be doodling a D&D Ranger, because I've got some sketches to do for Dice Alliance. For folks who don't know, I'm a board member of a charity here in Western Kentucky called Dice Alliance, where we do we use D&D and other forms of gaming as a kind of outreach and enrichment program for kids who we get a lot of kids who are in bad situations in life and all that, and maybe don't have folks to spend that time with them and do that kind of stuff. And so we try to give these kids a place to be and some stuff to do that's fun, and they might learn some stuff from it. So we have coming up this weekend is our yearly Heroes. Oh crap! They're going to kill me for being on screen and not remember the name of it. It's the Heroes Dinner. We do this annual dinner, and we sell seats at the tables, for the dinner to help the charity and help generate money to do more stuff for these kids. And then the kids help sell stuff, and and then this year, good Lord, this year right now we have 128 seats sold.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like last year it was like 45. So we've like tripled in size, and I'm super excited.
DiceAlliance.org, right?
Yes.
Yes. Link is in all the chats right now.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, Dice Alliance is great. I've been involved with it. I actually got involved with it, weirdly enough, right after my stroke. I had known the Dice Alliance folks for a couple of years already, because they were actually what got me to the Paducah area, because they some years ago they had done a benefit that was like a comic show that was a benefit for Dice Alliance, and they had me out as a guest, and I really just fell in love with the whole thing. These good people. I mean, the founder of it was actually the best man at my wedding back in September.
And so I got to throw this out there, because this is what I do. Can you have somebody for Dice Alliance, or you yourself or somebody, make a quick 30-second to 45-second spot that we can during our shows and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Typically, I'm the guy who does that for them. So,
man, you know what to do. I mean, we have two different streams that we play RPG games live on the network. There's no reason we shouldn't have a commercial for that to play during at least those shows.
Oh yeah,
in front of the audience that likes it. I don't mind promoting stuff you guys do. That's kind of my job.
Yep. No, I don't know why I hadn't even thought about that. Honestly, because my brain is stretched so thin across all the stuff I'm involved in, that a lot of times stuff like that doesn't even dawn on me until somebody says something. But now that you mention it, I'm like, well, that's definitely something we'll have to do.
Give me a Dice Alliance commercial so I can play it.
Yeah, because Dice Alliance is pretty awesome. So I'm working on character art for something special going on at the game well, okay, at this year's dinner, last year we had like entertainment stuff, and that was okay, but we wanted to do something that was really more focused on the kids. So this year we're doing a live D&D game where some of the kids are going to be playing, and one of our adult GMs will be running, and it's going to be a pretty tight, like a mini scenario sort of thing. So the kids will be playing, and then I'm emceeing this year's event, and this will give the parents and families, a chance to kind of see what it's all about, because it's really wild what we do with this stuff, and I'm very excited about it. So when the game that's being ran this year, this is the first year we're doing it like this. But the game that's being ran for this, they're using some pre-made characters. So I am doing some artwork of those characters to put on the display and talk about it like that. So yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun.
We have artwork from our games too.
Most
right?
Most games ought to have some artwork.
You've seen Dante, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yes, I have.
Dante, right? Dante from our game, right there. Lupin's drew him. It's like I got a ton. Now that I have like 5 characters, I got like art for all of them. And definitely having fun with that. We're playing a lot of different games. We've gone through, like, Dante's from Slaughterville, but I have D&D characters and a character from our I don't know if you knew this, but we started playing in Lori's world in the Path of the Pale Rider universe.
Oh, cool.
The one you drew Lola for?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we started playing in her universe, based on her universe, and created characters. And my character in her world is Blunt Sweetwood. Blunt Sweetwood. He's an old gunslinger type dude. He's a cowboy that knows some things. He's seen some things. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen things. I've seen some things.
But yeah, it's fun, man. I got so many different characters, and we're doing so many different things right now that sometimes I forget. I'll go into Roll20 and I'll forget to change the avatar and the character, and I'll pop into the wrong world, right? I'll have a character pop into the wrong world, and it's like, oops, I got to go change that real quick. Just funny. Like right now, Dante does not belong here, you see? No Dante. No Dante. Too much fun. Since the Roku's gone up, we already have like 97 or 98 different things uploaded to the Roku channel already.
Oh, that's cool.
Some stuff was uploaded during the test period, so we got like a month of content up there right now. But nice. The channel itself has only been up since the 3rd, 2 weeks today. But like I said, there's tons of stuff, and some of it's going to be exclusive to Roku. Nice. We have a gaming show called Drop Show Gaming that's exclusive to Roku. What's Your Issue? A show that I've been doing for a while is going to be exclusive on Roku. We have a few shows that are exclusive to Pilled, but then go to Roku. But they don't go anywhere else. They're not on X or YouTube or Facebook. They're only on Pilled and then go to Roku.
That's cool, man.
We have different shows that fit different platforms. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's like very cool.
Stuff, some stuff we can't do on YouTube, right?
Oh, yeah.
Movie night and stuff like that we do in the networks. Not, some of that, you got to go over to Pilled to catch that. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Pilled.net is just another place where people stream stuff. It's like YouTube, but smaller. You'll see a lot less restriction, a lot less censorship and overview over there. Basically, the people in the chat will drum you out if you're an idiot. You ain't got to worry about the YouTube overlords doing it. People in the chat will do it,
That's funny, man.
We have a lot of fun over there. There's a lot of good people and good shows over there too. I mean, it's all about expansion, man. We're trying to get people seen in as many places as possible.
Cool.
So, like later on today, you'll be able to turn on your Roku device, go to Madness Entertainment, go to the Comic Artists Hour in the Drawstream category. Yes, the Drawstreams category. We have a bunch of categories, stuff in every category. It's cool. It's cool.
Very nice.
We actually have an independent film there already.
That is very cool.
Yeah, I need more of those, though. If you know anybody that does independent films, wants somewhere to put it where people can see it.
Yeah, I do actually.
I know a few people. Send them my way, bro. We got them.
Yep. Yeah, I know a handful of people who do that. So
I want that category to fill up. I want a lot of independent films here for people to watch, man. I
can put the word out and see who I can get. I know a few people who, have some indie film work out there. So, actually, one of the publishers I work with, Source Point Press, they have, they have a movie called Rotten Tail that they did a few years ago. It's like it's weird as hell, but
that's okay. I like it.
They've got that, and then they also have coming soon. A lot of folks might know him. Garrett Gunn was he was with Source Point forever and a day. Was kind of one of the dudes, I guess, sort of behind it. His book. He had a book called Good Boy. It's kind of I never read it, so I'm just kind of taking it by what I think it is. It looks like an inverted John Wick, where the dog is the yeah, and it's kind of a great idea. Yeah. And actually, you
killed my human, motherfucker. Here I come.
here in my shop, we actually produced the prototype for the for a toy that they were having made for it. But there's a film, live action film coming of that may be out like soon. I don't know. I'm kind of out of the loop on that now, but it's pretty interesting.
Let those guys know over there, Dirk and everybody, that the platform's wide open now.
Yep.
Whatever they want, whatever you guys want to do, we have a platform for you to do it. If you got independent films, you don't have to argue with me about it. We'll put it up there. You don't have to beg me to put it up there. As long as it's not like fucking penetration porn, we're good, right? You know what I mean? What can I tell you? You know of Hart Fisher, right? The American Horror Show.
Oh yeah, I know Hart. Yeah, I've known Hart since I was like 19. Man.
All right, so check this out. I have a couple. He sent me a couple of ads for his channel, right? And I sent him an ad for our channel on Roku. So people on American Horrors are seeing the Meg TV channel, and people on our channel are going to see commercials for Gorecast and stuff that Hart's doing, right?
Nice.
It's all about cross promotion, even across platforms.
That's very cool, man. Yeah, Hart's a good guy to be hooked in with, I think.
Well, I mean,
I've always liked him.
A lot of people don't know, but he's one of the very few people out there who has beat Marvel in a lawsuit.
Yep.
I mean, I don't mind aligning with people that have that kind of cred.
The guy who really played one of the biggest roles in getting my career started was a guy named Bill Nichols, who back then was inking a book called Bill the Bull for Hart.
Yeah. The Bill the Bull Omnibus just came out last year.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, it's like the guy who Max, the guy who built our Roku channel, is also the guy who built and maintains Hart's Roku channel. You see, so it's like the connection was there already. I didn't have to go begging somebody, hey man, can we do an ad swap? It was like just a natural progression because the guy who built his built ours. And
well, that is cool.
I was friends with Hart way before I knew Max even built his fucking channel, right? I was friends with Max way before I knew. We were friends for a long time before I knew any of the history between them and how wonderfully that fit into my plans. Having somebody I know that knew how to put up a Roku channel, because that was the goal.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, Max put it up there. He taught me how to load everything. He's taught me how to play around with it, and, change colors, move things around if we need to or whatever. So it's like, took me to school. And yeah, I mean, ever since then, I haven't had any issues where I had to go, hey, Max, what did I do wrong? Nope, everything just going smooth. I love it. He's a good teacher. Put it that way.
It's good to have those kind of people around.
Yeah. And not only that, but, if something does like go major wrong, I know I can go, hey, Max, help. It never hurts to have good people in your circle, right? I try to explain this to people. A lot of people don't get it, but I mean, look, this plan for this Roku thing was around for a long time. The beta test on YouTube was almost 3 years. It wasn't because we didn't do this earlier because I didn't have the right people around me. You know what I mean? It took getting to that point where I had the right people around me to actually making this happen.
I understand that.
Was there. We didn't do anything outside the plan. It was just finding the right people that you can count on. People like Max, people that you can count on to get shit done. That was what it took. And once I had those people around me, Kaz, Max, golden, it all just started flowing, man. And we actually got this thing going faster than our CFO expected. Okay.
That's always nice.
He was like, yeah, you did it faster than I thought you could. And it was like, that's right, we got this. And that was even with Max having 2 strokes and being out of it for 2 months. And we still beat the deadline that we were, given. So we're doing all right.
Nice. That is very cool. And
this show right now, for you people watching on Roku, you can catch the show live on Wednesdays. On
excuse me. Yep, you can. I'll sneeze at least once in every show, I swear.
You can catch this show live at 1:00 on Wednesdays on our YouTube channel, Madness Entertainment Group. Also at Series 661 Media on YouTube. So you can catch the show live if you so inclined and want to jump in the chat and talk to our friend Les. That's how you do it. Otherwise, just sit back, watch, and enjoy, because Duke can draw like nobody's business.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate the vote of confidence there.
I don't think I actually have to do that. I think you pretty much got that. I don't think I have to add.
This is a nice little break because I'm in the middle of working on issue number 2 of Gasp for Resolute Bliss Publishing. Good publisher, up and coming new publisher who I'm doing an absolute mountain of work with. And they are the publisher who picked up and are doing the fulfillment for Brides. So I'm extremely happy to work with them. And so I'm taking a little break here to do this stuff for Dice Alliance when I've spent, oh Lord, I've already gotten 2 pages done today for Gasp. It's a horror anthology that originally it started coming out in the 90s, and there's a number of things that caused them to kind of shelve their publishing and go into other stuff for a long time. And uh, the principal guy behind it was looking for an artist and asking around to folks, some good folks over in Knoxville, Tennessee, and they sent him to me. And now I do a boatload of stuff for them, which makes me very happy. But I'm working on the second story for Gasp right now, which I can show you a little bit of it right here. Let's go in. I'll show you some of my favorite stuff in this real quick. There's these pages here that I just love, where it's a sequence in the rain. So I will come in here and we'll zoom in on this. Let's see. Yeah, let's go back over here. I'll get in there nice and close so you can really see what's up. So this was some fun stuff, but man, is it hectic to do. So I need that brush emailed to me. Well, there wasn't a specific brush used for that. I mean, I pretty much use like the same 3 brushes for everything. When I'm, this is all done digital. This is in Clip Studio, but I use, I have a pen that I've worked up in Clip that I've kind of tuned this thing in with my Cintiq to feel just like the Croquill pens that I love. Croquills and brushes are typically what I use traditionally. So I use that, and then I've worked up a brush for spatter because I love doing spatter techniques. And rain, this was just a great opportunity to do some of that spatter technique. Thanks, Umbra Ludus. That's amazing. Well, thank you very much. So I really
YouTube channel. That's over on your YouTube channel. So say a special hi to Umbra, because
hello.
That's one of your people over there.
Well, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. But yeah, this was a fun sequence of panels. There's actually a couple pages of this. Let's go. Here you can see I'm doing this thing where I'm just breaking up the silhouettes of the characters, the top edge of the silhouettes with spatter. And like if I let's throw a layer up here and I'll show you. Here's my you can see I've got this docked up in here too. It's in my airbrush settings, this particular spatter brush. So like if I come in here and I can play with the particle size and get those to different sizes, and it's just a great way to break things up. That's something I'm very, very fond of. But let's close that one. But yeah, there's a number of pages here. There's a big sequence of this that's in the rain. So, oh yeah, this is some good stuff right here. Is doing the this mansion. So basically, this story is a heist, and this is a crew of thieves, art thieves, going to steal a piece of artwork from this mansion, and boy, does it ever go sideways on them. So I really like doing this stuff here where I'm doing these reflections or giving the impression of reflections. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun doing that stuff, breaking it up in the old days, the way I would do something like this on paper is I would ink all of it normal, right? And there wouldn't be any rain involved. Maybe some black lines here and there, like where the van here is a lighter, is light and would have reflection. I'll use, like I did here, I'll use lines to create the shading down the side of it. But then once it was all inked, and the way that I would traditionally ink these bushes and stuff, right, is I would take a stamp, and this is such a cheat, and I don't care what anybody says. So I have a real cheat for doing this, and I've adapted that cheat over into digital, and I love it. So I draw out. I have a little collection of these stamps. They're like they're about the size around of a marker, and they have a little rubber tip on the end of them that is a stamp that I've had made from different patterns. So sometimes I'll get a bug up my butt to do this, and I'll sit and I'll make a bunch of different patterns for things like leaves, vines, all kinds of stuff that's like tiny little things that I know I want a bazillion of on a page, and I ain't got no time for that. So, it's like sometimes I'll just brainstorm those things, and then I'll take these little graphics, and there's a few different places you can have this done. You can, I think Office Depot will do it, but that's not who I go through anymore. You take these little graphics, and you have them make a rubber stamp of them. And then you can take that rubber stamp and just get a little ink on it and just dot, 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 sit there just dotting. Like an old school tattoo guy, just sitting there with a needle, going in and out. Same thing. And so like for things like that foliage and stuff, I would be dotting white paint on a little rubber shape that I have for all the stuff, because I want, like, if I want to use if I want some consistency in my foliage, like it's all one type of plant, I'll pull one particular stamp out and blah 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 blah. Then maybe pull a different one, do some different stuff, and throw a little spatter into that. And it's just it's a remarkable way to get a freakish amount of detail into something in a really, really short period of time. But once all that kind of stuff is done, I would either, and I go back and forth on this if I'm doing old school, I might go take an X-Acto blade and a ruler and just start streaking with that across it so that it's cutting through the black ink and leaving a little hint of the white paper behind. It gives a nice irregular line. And that's I think the first place I ever learned about that was when I was a kid reading How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. That was something that John Buscema put in that book. But another way to do it, and this is the one that I would do more often than not, is I'll use white ink, like this stuff right here, which I gotta be careful with that. This is let's see, that's Amsterdam brand acrylic ink. I don't know how I can see that on there, but let's see. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, my autofocus doesn't really work that well, but this stuff, Amsterdam white acrylic ink, and use that in a croak wheel pen or a lining pen. This is very specific, like architectural things, a lining pen, or a sable brush, and do kind of the same thing. You'll get smoother lines using that kind of ink than you will doing the razor method. So it just really just depends on the texture you want. But doing it digital, it's, there's, digital. I really love working digital because there's really no rules, and it's like if there's something I want, I know how to make the tools. I can make new tools on the fly to give me pretty much anything I need. So that's always a nice plus. But yeah, it's just me yammering on for a minute about doing rain and all this kind of stuff. But it's kind of fun, you know. I thoroughly enjoy doing that with little spatters and splashes. And, you know, that was always something that I personally loved reading comics when as I was growing up. You know, of course, I'm always staring at the artwork and looking at, trying to think. There's some comics that had stuff that was happening in the rain that really stands out to me. The big one that comes to mind was actually Spider-Man, Craven's Last Hunt. That's like one of my all-time favorite comics, and I'm not a Spider-Man fan. Like literally, Spider-Man for me is like, meh. Seriously, could not care less for the character of Spider-Man. But that one story, that one book, I'm like, that book is everything I ever need out of Spider-Man. It's everything I would ever want out of Spider-Man. And nobody has ever given anything like that again, in my opinion. It blows my mind. I'm like, why aren't you people paying attention to this? Because it's kind of a universally loved story too. But the artwork in it, the artwork in it, there's some sequences, some really great sequences in the rain. And I remember, I think
we just got one of them raid things over there on Pilled from Neo and her friends. So, hello, Neo friends, welcome to the show.
Howdy, y'all. But yeah, the some of the techniques I was talking about, you know, I think I first heard about and read about in How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. And I think that came out back about the time. I know it came out before Craven's Last Hunt, but I think I might not have gotten a copy of it, and you know, when it first came out. So for me, when I first read How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way was around the same time that Craven's Last Hunt came out, and I will never forget. You know, like I'm infatuated with that book at the time, and so I'm taking that book and looking at it and looking at stuff that's said in the book from Stan and John Buscema, and kind of putting two and two together on a bunch of it. You know, saying, "Oh, this is how they did this here. This has to be what this is," and you know, that was actually a lot of fun. So I'm kind of babbling because now my brain is starting to shift back over into working on this Ranger piece. Excuse me.
Which is a piece for dicealliance.org. For you people that just popped in, he's working on this for a charity that he works with.
Yep. Good stuff. So
Dice Alliance for kids. Yeah.
I usually start to get much quieter when I'm actually, you know, working on something. So
well, you were on a pretty good roll there, so I just wasn't going to interrupt you.
Oh, that's okay.
You know, hey, when you're talking and drawing, I shut up because you know you're usually giving some instructional or value, explaining to people what you're doing, how you got to there and stuff. So once you get in that kind of zone, I just shut up. You know.
Well, that is kind of what the show is all about. So
yeah, and you get into that zone at least one good time during every one of these shows where people can pick up something and learn something, and you still get to talk and have fun. You know, not feel like you're the lecturer at the podium. You know what I mean?
Yep. I've done my share of that.
Yeah, and I don't want it to feel like that. That's what I mean. I want it to be fun. I want you to be having fun. You know.
Here we go. Doodle-doo. Yeah, I find myself starting to go into that Bob Ross mode on here where I'll start getting real quiet and I'll be like, oh, let's put some little lines right here. Tickle white right here. And, just some happy little cross hatching. Silliness. I don't really like
funny because somebody, Dash Hooper, posted a picture of himself the other day, like laying on the car with the football, like Joe Namath, right? You remember that back in the day? The Joe Namath person? Okay. So he's laying on the car like that. He's not in his chonies, but you know what I'm saying. He's in the pose, right?
Yeah.
And somebody imposed Bob Ross's face in the corner like he's painting it.
That's funny.
Painting some happy little trees right here, Yeah, it was hilarious. Remember, guys, whenever somebody posts a picture of themselves, you can always put Bob Ross down in the corner. It'll always look legit. Like Bob just painting that. Happy as can be. I am so glad I never got into Photoshop or that kind of editing stuff, man, because I would have just become like a meme lord and been, you know what I mean? It's like I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I'd just be out here making memes all the time. I'm glad I never got into that.
I've never been a meme maker, but I tell you what, Photoshop's been a big part of my life for a very long time. I've actually used Photoshop longer now. The time that I've used Photoshop is longer than the time of my life that I was without it.
There you go.
Like Photoshop since like version 1 in the early 90s.
If anybody viewing, look, if any guys watching have any questions for Les or anything, man, don't be shy. Drop that in the chat. He likes to talk to y'all.
Oh yeah, if you got any questions, by all means, let her rip.
And you can find him on Les Garner Artist on Facebook.
Yep. Let's see.
You can try to commission some art, but he's a busy dude. Price is right, though. If the price is right, I ain't gonna say he won't do it.
What's somebody asking?
No, I just said it's like if you want a commission, it's like he's a busy dude, but hey, if the price is right, I'm just throwing this out there generally. Nobody asked. I'm just saying, there's if you want something from Les, hey, hit him up. He's one of the very best that I know, and I know a lot of artists, right? So,
I appreciate that.
Umbra says he's still using Photoshop 6. Fuck subscriptions. Yeah, well, that's how I feel too. I get it.
Photoshop 6, like CS6, was a really good build. You can probably get by with that one and not really move forward at all. But, I personally have, continued my subscriptions, which I don't like. I am not a fan of that crap. Never liked it. But for, some of my clients and things like that, it becomes a necessity. And, it's like they got us with that. So that, not something I'm fond of, but it is what it is.
Oh man, what a day already. What a day already. I got a ton of shit to do. And my grandson's first middle school football game.
Oh.
Yeah, he ain't a peewee no more. He's up in the middle school. And it's like, I get to go
He's up in the big leagues now.
Well, I mean, he's like, he gets to play. I think they get to play on the high school field. They play, they get to be seen by the high school coaches, and that's good. Gives them a look at what they got to work with a couple of years down the line, and gives him a chance to get to know them and do his best to impress them.
It's
now,
so
Raul
funny.
over here, you see Raul over here in the chat, and he's talking to me. He's a big fan of commissions. We also got Brent Bowers is in the chat. What's up?
Johnny Brento.
There you go.
Brent's an old friend of mine, guys. I've known Brent, Lord, 20-some years now, I think. Is it 20 years? Yeah, it's 2003. So, yeah, it's 22 years of knowing Brent.
Mm-hmm.
Brent's a good dude. Brent's one of those filmmakers I was talking about. He's got some older indie films that might be worthwhile to get him to kind of haul them out and see what he's got going on there.
Brent, let me tell you a little something. If you read that banner scrolling across the bottom right there, it's talking to our Roku viewers. Our Roku channel needs more independent films in the independent film category. If you'd like to get involved in all that, I am Pops Van Zant on Facebook, and I'm always looking for stuff to put up. We have a share, a revenue ad sharing program, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know. We just launched this thing. We only have one movie up so far, and I'd love to have that category spanked full. You know what I'm saying? So if you got independent film, man, hit me up. Let's talk. I can send you a contract. You can drop them up there, and the more the merrier. That's the way I see it. Oh, there we go. Oh, I love that. You see, this is how we do it, people. It's all about networking. That's networking right there, right in front of your eyes. I don't know, Brent. If you hadn't popped in the chat right now, this might have been somebody Les might have hit up in a couple weeks or later when he remembered, right?
Brent was actually one of the guys that I was talking about right off the bat.
That's what I'm saying. You might have hit him up afterwards or whatever, but look, we just handled that. You see what I'm saying? That's networking, people. That's networking in a nutshell right there. Get out, get your stuff seen, bounce it off other people, get other people's stuff seen. Somebody in your crowd might want to be part of that crowd, and they didn't even know that crowd existed. You see what I'm saying? It's a big, big world out there, man. There's a whole lot of little tidal pools, but there's an ocean. Get out into the ocean. That's what we're trying to do. And stuff like this is how you do it. It's network. It's the most important part of this, once you've got a product, is marketing it. And the easiest way to market something is networking, because the internet ruined the old, billboard shit. I don't know. Do you remember, Les? Do you remember seeing the No Fear brush strokes for 6 months before they ever sold a hat or a shirt?
Yeah.
All over billboards, all over the place, right? It was everywhere. Yep. Nobody knew what the hell it was. There was just No Fear, 2 words. And they were plastering it everywhere with that brush stroke font, right?
Yep.
And then 6 months down the line, they bust out with shirts and hats, and it's everywhere, right? They made a killing for a minute on billboards.
That was marketing by familiarity.
Yeah, I mean they imprinted that brand in your face. They did it on billboards. The internet wasn't the big sell back then. You see what I'm saying? The internet was fledgling. People were just making websites back then. These guys took advantage of your driving down the freaking road, and they just imprinted that brand on you. And it was a great marketing plan, almost impossible to pull off today.
Yeah.
it would take so much money today to do what they did back then. You know,
People spend it. I mean,
well,
companies spend it.
Everybody understands the value now. You know, back then you could get billboards for pretty freaking cheap, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's not so easy to get billboards cheap anymore unless it's on a road less traveled.
Yeah.
You know, if it's got a lot of traffic, it's probably going to cost you. It's not like it was. Marketing trends are real, and you have to follow them. It's like there's a ton of people out there that'll tell you how they're going to make your channel bigger and better and blah and blah and blah. There's very few people out there that actually do that or can do that, because the algorithms and stuff change so often that what worked yesterday might not work today.
Yeah.
You see, so
yeah, that is true. That is very true.
Investing in them people, like you pay somebody that says they're going to do this and this and this for you, and even if they could do it last month, their whole system might not work this month because of one stupid change in an algorithm.
Yep.
You know, and until you figure out what that is, you can't go adjust your ads. You can't go adjust your marketing. So basically, you pay them people. It's a risk, even if they're good at it. It's still a risk because you don't know what's going to happen to them tomorrow. They might play an ad for somebody else or make an ad for somebody else and get them banned off the internet, and you didn't have nothing to do with it. But there goes your guy. You know what I mean? Marketing is really hard to do now. Everybody knows it. All you can do is go out here and blow your own horn and then hope other people will pick it up and blow it too.
Yeah. Yeah, I despise dealing with marketing stuff. I mean, I've always kind of taken this, I don't know, maybe it's naive, but I'm like, do good work and, put it out there, and hopefully, you'll find somebody who's interested in it enough that they will then put it out further.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
what I'm
you
saying.
just rinse and repeat.
You have to blow your own horn, though, or nobody's going to pick it up and blow it too.
Oh, yeah.
You got to light the signal fire so the guy on the next mountain lights his. If you don't, the guy on the next mountain thinks everything's cool. You got nothing to promote. I'm good. Light the signal fires, people. I tell people all the time, I don't have time to go looking for your new comic. I don't have time. If you want me to see it, I have a group on Facebook for that. I have a Twitter account for that. Put your link out there. Put it in front of me. Tag me, whatever. Put it where I can see it so I can then share it out. If I don't see it.
Sorry.
That's it. If I don't see it, what can I do?
There's a wild little technique that I've been using all over this that I hadn't even thought about talking about. And I was just like, man, somebody might appreciate that. So sometimes I'll take, and this is adapted just from traditional stuff, is where I'll take a brush that's loaded with ink when I'm doing certain kinds of cloth folds, like compression folds they're called. So like we take a brush and just do a big shape like that. And then as you go from the thick to the thin with these shapes, you end up creating the impression of those compression folds. And then if you take those, say I had let's go down to something real small here. Say I have a tube right here, and I want to put compression folds around that. Now I've got my light coming from right here. Okay, so that light's coming from here. So shadows are going to be down here. I might take a really big brush and just press and release so that I get that nice thick to thin. And I'm just thinking here about creating these little pools of shadows. And then how they see those two right there, you get this little guy right here, and then you start to feel that you can even come in and accent that with some white, and you get those little, a lot of times they're kind of diamond shaped patterns that happen in cloth, especially in compressed leather. And it's like this to me is kind of key to the Frank Miller thing from like Sin City, which is one of my all-time favorite comics. So, and I would tell anyone, it's like if you want to learn, you want to really get good at shadows and light, then Sin City is a book you have to study. Not just read it. I mean, it's a good read, but sit and study that artwork. I used to sit and copy from Sin City.
You know our friend AKA PAD, Acapad. You know who that is. I know who that is. And we got Dustin from the Masters of the Thunder Nerds popping in. Hey, Les, how's it going? Go.
See how I just took that tube right there and then built all this shading down one side, crumpled, and then put these stress lines in it here. And tell me that doesn't look like this right here would be where the chest is. This is where that arm would come out, and this is where it would compress around the elbow.
Right. You got a question? You got a question from Umbra?
Okay.
Do you find the master page template necessary for your workflow?
Master page template. Are you talking about like my pages template that I have? Or
you have your own, right? You don't use one.
Yeah, I have my own. Honestly, it's just a silly vanity thing for me because I always loved seeing, when you get artwork, or you get a hold of an original page that was from Marvel or DC, there'd be the blue line paper that was on with their logos and stuff, and that always tickled me a little bit. I always liked that, and so when I could, and just I guess years ago when I started using Clip Studio, especially, I was like, man, I'm gonna put this on my own paper. It's gonna be my own thing, just cause I just think it's cool. Yeah, it's a silly little thing that I do, but now one thing that's kind of not a silly thing about it is like sometimes if I want to do stuff traditional, I will just pull up one of my blank sheets here, and I'll print a boatload of my own blue line paper because I really like having those lines on there. If I'm working traditional, I definitely want all those lines. So, that's, that way I know my live area, my bleed area, where the stuff's going to be trimmed. The outer dotted line is for trim. That's where the paper gets cut off after it's printed. The big heavy line is the drop dead edge of what you're doing. And then everything inside the other dotted line is considered live area so that you're not forcing important content all the way to the edge of the paper. I hope that's what they were talking about.
Yep. Now today I do got to make sure that we cut this one right at the hour mark because I got a million things to do, millions and millions of, you know what I'm saying?
Here's some of those compression folds I was just demonstrating. Around the ankles, anywhere that you have a joint, like an elbow, a wrist, an ankle, or a knee, right, is a great place to do these compression folds. And there's like such a sweet little cheat that I'm gonna pull for the boot right here. Just whoop, there, and then we're gonna throw a couple.
You call them compression folds? I call them joint wrinkles.
Joint wrinkles.
I don't know. I'm not.
I don't need to know about your joints and your wrinkles, pops.
I just know when I bend my arm in toward me, there's wrinkles in the skin right there, right? When you go to bicep, when you go to flex, you got them wrinkles, man. And the same thing happens to your clothes. If you have a long sleeve shirt on, same thing, right? But I don't know the technical term because I'm not an artist. So if somebody was asking me to describe it, that's what I'd call it. The wrinkles in your joint when you bend your elbow.
Yeah, compression folds is what you'll hear those referred to as a lot.
Good. Now I'll know what they mean when they say that, because otherwise I'd be going, like a spring, like like somebody gets squashed and they got compression folds.
So then here, I'm gonna the old Todd McFarlane rule: when in doubt, black it out. It's not too bad. Not too bad for an hour.
No, really good. Really good. Like I said, he's doing this for the charity, for Dice Alliance, charity that brings kids together through gaming. Yep.
Yeah, we've got some great stories I could tell sometime about just experiences and things that people have had with Dice Alliance and positive impact it's had on their families and all. It's pretty awesome.
You could do a show, this show, topic with them. Maybe have somebody come out, one of the people that runs it, come out with you as a guest and tell everybody about it. Like
we should do that sometime. We should absolutely do that sometime. That would be a worthwhile thing to get into.
I mean, that would mean we'd have one of your shows in the promotional category on Rogan. See? Because your show goes in the drawstring category. But if you're out here promoting somebody or something, we can cross category your show.
Cross the streams.
Brent, I left you a little message over there in Les's YouTube chat with how to reach me. Definitely want to talk to you because, like I said, we only have one movie up. It's a good one. No doubt. Missouri Breaks is really good. I'll play the ad on the way out for you. But I'd love more. I want more movies on the network. That's a draw. Okay. People come to the network when they know there's movies to see, and then they catch all of our other shows and stuff too. It's awesome, right? But for streaming, movies are the draw. So,
nice.
The more we get, the better, man. And I'll be promoting the heck out of it too. That's the thing on the other end. I'll be promoting your independent movie because it's on our network. So, he will be back. He will be back next Wednesday at 1:00. And what's up? What's up, Mr. Singh? What's happening? Got people popping in all over the place now. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is very cool, man. Well, I hope y'all have enjoyed it today. It's been fun. And, would encourage y'all. I think the link is probably floating around out there. Go check out Dice Alliance.
Yes, I dropped it up there at the top. As a matter of fact, I will pin it real quick so that they can find it.
Dice Alliance is a charity that is quite near and dear to my heart, and I would love it. I think that there's still a silent auction going on online too for a painting of mine that I did for Dice Alliance. They actually made like an 8-foot by 10-foot banner out of for Gen Con this year, and it was baller looking. I was so stoked with that. So I contribute a good amount of pretty serious artwork to Dice Alliance just cause it's a good cause. It's good for the kids and everything. So, and I also run a monthly D&D game for the kids that is kind of the highlight of my month. Like,
I get a cameraman down there for that too.
Oh yeah, if a lot of times I have made it very clear to my agent and different folks that I work with that it's like, I'll come do shows and stuff, but always check with me about when that Dice Alliance Day is, because nothing gets in front of that.
Yeah, and that's good. That's good that you have that kind of a dedication to the kids, man. Come on.
Yeah, these kids are awesome. They really are. I could ramble on about them for a while, but it looks like we are right up on the time. So yep. I am going to take the last swig of my Ale 8. Hey, Ale 81 in Eastern Kentucky. If y'all notice, somebody should point them over to me.
Yeah, come on over.
I will happily give y'all a brought to you by.
See, this is the whole thing. Put it back up there for a second. That right there is product placement, people.
That's right.
It's got to be worth something.
Ale 81. That is This is the Kentucky soft drink. This is my stuff. Weaned on mother's milk.
I am going to play a couple ads on the way out, but Brett, if you're still here, I really want you to watch this first one because it is the trailer for the independent film we do have on the network, and this is just to show you. I'm going to promote your stuff just like I'm about to promote Jared's right now.
Well, peace, folks, everybody. See you next week.
You bet.
Next week, y'all. Later.
Peace.
I'm curious, Bill. How'd a Missouri lawman end up all the way out here?
Back in '62, I rode with Grant and we went through Memphis on our way to Vicksburg. I remember thinking, Memphis is a nice town if it wasn't on fire. I wouldn't mind going back there. After the war, I moved home to Missouri and some damn fool talked me into being a lawman. I didn't see that coming, but I was good at it. Wearing a badge and cracking heads. I don't know, I just had an itch, man. Just felt like there was something else missing. Something else I wanted to do. So I came out here.
How'd you get to running with Shooter then?
I met Shooter in Chattanooga. In lieu of a court martial, he was on disciplinary leave. Most people didn't like Shooter, but we always got along pretty good. Sooner or later, every man's got to make a choice. On the back end of that choice is where a man finds out what he's made of.
What's that voice?
Hey, how's it going?
What are you doing in my house?
Oh, just sitting here, reading the paper, noticing the fact there's an awful lot of folks seem to be making comebacks this Halloween.
As if that's a fucking huge. How is it possible?
Well, as you can see, I have made some improvements.
What in the holy fuck is that? Fucking nightmare.
See? Told you there was plenty of people making a comeback.
Actually, speaking of him, I joined myself in this soppy face fuck this Sunday on American Horror, where we're going to be talking about the Goldbergs' Halloween special, which is a TV show that myself and you have never watched before. But most importantly, it's because Robert Englund is in it for the first time, full gear, as Freddy Krueger in numerous number of years, so we thought it was an occasion to mark. This Sunday, American Horror, 8:30 p.m. ish. CST.
Oh. Except him. Not what we've seen him for a while.
Yeah, except that guy.
If you missed the live viewing of any Madness Entertainment Group production, you can find all our content on Roku or as a member of this channel. We'll see you next time on the Madness Entertainment Group.